place. But I think SOA exactly had that thought process as well, and they go to Sky Temple, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very tricky battleground, because if I recall correctly, CE's record on this battleground is very, very abysmal. I could be wrong, but I think it's true. Let's see. Oh, I'm totally wrong.
Let's see. No, 100%. Like,
I apologize.
CE, much like all of the top 3 teams, have a bit of an issue on the Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Ah,
so
Tomb of the Spider Queen. That's what it was, exactly.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that someone didn't take them there. But either way, this is a large map where comebacks are very possible.
Yeah, it's definitely a map where comebacks are possible. However, only if you manage to stay within a certain reach. If you're falling behind 2 or 3 levels, if you're losing all the fours while the enemy team still has all of theirs, it's going to be very, very rough, because then all the enemy team needs to do is just camp those temples and basically avoid team fighting at all costs. However, let's see how the game is going to unfold. For now, CE is going to go with the first pick, first ban. And I'm not sure, man. If this were a tournament situation with a best of 5 maybe, I would think of banning KT. What do you say about that?
Well, an excellent point. KT, very solid in general on most of the points.
I mean, yeah, if this was like a semi-final in a tournament and you still had a couple of games to go and you were really like starting to struggle against the Kalthas, I think that would be a legitimate way to approach this ban. However, in a best of 2 and them still being able to win, I mean, it could be possible, but I don't think it's very likely going to happen.
Yeah. Just quickly, adcom is the command for adding a command, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom.
There we go.
Oh, apparently there's an error. Neat. Apparently it already exists. It just doesn't work. Sure, fine. That's cool. If a mod could work on that, I have no idea what's happening. It's just Nightbot's being weird. Either way, Greymane was the first ban for CE, and they don't first pick Ariel. Ooh, very interesting. They are picking up the Arthas.
Yeah, really, really interesting. I gotta say, Arthas once again such high priority. That has not always been the case in HGC China. So,
I like the idea of putting in the command exclamation mark protected. And still not working. Yeah, Nightbot's just being weird today.
Let's see. Maybe I fixed it. Let's see. Whoops.
Maybe? Too much.
Here we go.
There we go.
Nailed
Fixed it.
For those of you guys who were wondering what we were talking about, so basically, there's always new people joining the stream, or there's always people who are regular customers but still like to make this joke. Tetcher unfortunately can't use a webcam because of his unfortunate internet situation. It's not that he doesn't really want to show his face or that he doesn't want to speak to us in live quality. It's just that the technology on his part isn't really there yet. However, I still have news for you. The cables are being distributed, isn't it?
Apparently. There's stuff happening on the telegraph poles outside my home, and it has been for the last couple of weeks, but we don't know what stage that's at. We're going to make a call on Thursday to try and find out more. So we'll have more details when we are back from assuming we are back after the Eastern Clash at some point. We are not casting that, by the way, in case you guys have not seen. So we are literally going to be waiting for HGC China to start up again.
Exactly. If Blizzard requires our services again for the fall season of HGC China, Tetra and I will be the last ones to turn that offer down, because I have developed a very special connection to the region as a whole. Casting the region for 2 seasons straight has definitely made me a big China fan.
Agreed. So much so. So happy. I thought tooth and nail to cast this when I heard that they didn't have plans for the English-speaking cast. And I was literally just spamming, just like, yeah, I'm interested. And I got a response of, okay, we're discussing it today. And then the next day I get a message from you, we're doing this. And I was like, yes! Not only am I doing China, I'm doing it with Kendrick! This is the best! Nice. But yes, it was awesome. For those who are wondering who is casting Eastern Clash, and someone is asking, you can head to the Heroes/Esports. Is that the one that it is? Heroes.com/esports. And you can check out all of the articles and details there.
Exactly. They basically released a list of commentators and hosts and analysts for the Western Clash. Yay!
Skibby the Western Clash, which is awesome for those who do not know Skibby. New Zealand caster, aka from the ANZ region. I love that casters from other regions are getting a chance.
And we're definitely going to have some deeper insight on those teams as well, or Nomi, I should say. Because so far, I mean, we all knew about their performances during the international tournaments and how strong they looked. However, we knew relatively little about the HGC period, or HGC season during the normal split.
Yeah, I would agree. We only learned but from what they told us, and that was cool. It's nice to see a caster from that region as well. And as for the Eastern region, it's the 4 base casters, J-How and Wolf. So we get some Korean and SEA representation. Nice.
Gonna be good. You don't want to miss both of those tournaments, guys. It's gonna be a sensational show. However, let's focus back on the game here between SOA and CP.
How did Ariel not get picked by SOA? I don't understand. I was trying not to tilt about this, but now we're back. They just let it happen. SOA are just letting this happen again.
I mean, truth be told, they looked good for a long period of time, so maybe they thought, you know, it was not them being strong, or it was not Ariel being the OP hero that many people think she is. It was us misplaying. It was us overstepping. Yeah.
She's first ban almost every game, and they pick Uther, who's not even highest priority anymore. That's a nice comp. They've got some lovely global there, good hooks and lockdown. I'm liking the comp from SOA.
They can go KT again.
Weird. They could, and that'd be beautiful. That'd be great. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I think really, like, SOA is not afraid to face CE's Ariel comps, because they looked really, really strong in game number 1. So they're probably like, let's just refine our own positioning, our own team fighting, and we can totally pull this off. And this time around, they actually have a lot of follow-up damage for the hooks. I'm a big fan that they swapped out, was their main warrior before, Varian for Stitches. I think Stitches overall is just a little bit more reliable and stronger and more play-making, play-deciding, I would actually say. But CE, they're turning things around here. No Vala shenanigans. She was banned, but they replace her with the Lunara, strong AoE damage against Uther, and the Illidan.
We have a top 3 assassins who work well with this Ariel Tassadar, and that is, in order, the Vala, the Lunara, and the Cassia are then tied underneath her. Those are the top 3. Yeah. And you almost always see some kind of variation. Greymane jumps up there, but that's more on the lines of just Greymane being the top assassin at the moment in general. Hence why he was first banned this time. Yeah.
Of course, you could also go for the likes of Zul'jin, but there are a lot of risks or a lot of gambles you would have to take if you pick the Zul'jin. Less mobility.
He's not the best hope generator. There's plenty of...
Not as reliable. Whereas Lunara, if you consider the Uther on the enemy team, Lunara looks like a gem. She looks like an absolute monster, and if they don't find a good counter to her, if they can't really hook her all the time, I think SOA's going to be in a lot of trouble. They go for the Li Ming this time. A different mage, but still a mage.
Indeed, and that's some good burst follow-up, assuming that she can land her skill shots after the hooks. Looks scary. Looks very scary indeed. Yep. That is a solid hook composition with a global coming in from SOA, whereas CE, they've just gone with an incredible teamfight comp with the global potential of Illidan as well.
Yeah, alright. Ladies and gentlemen, SOA. I don't want to say their draft looks weak by any means, but I think CE's draft looks very, very frightening.
I would agree. Both look really good, I would say. Like, I'd look at these and I'd say, this is a solid draft. But when you look at them in comparison, CE has an Illidan with a Tassadar. They have a Hope Generator who's going to allow them to burn Hope on Illidan a couple times, not just on the Rage Assassin. There's not a great healer to deal with the Lunara poison. They're both solid drafts. It's just CE's is better against SOA's.
Exactly. I think if you take a look at all of their drafts individually, without considering what the enemy team has, both look rock solid. Totally agree. But if you compare them...
Okay, they got global, they got isolation. It's great.
Yeah. But if you compare them, and if you compare CE's draft to SOA's draft, I think there's definitely more countering on the side of CE than vice versa. So, will that be enough though? Will that be enough for CE to once again win another match? Or can they fall prey to the onslaught of the hungry SOA that we see today? We're gonna find out soon in game number 2 between SOA and CE. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sky Temple. And we're gonna see game number 2 between SOA and CE. SOA currently down 0-1, but can they tie it up? Let's find out. It is Fei on the Uther, Uncle G on Falstad, Tank Ovo on Stitches, Dehaka being played by Spark Busy, and Shy on Li Ming.
Whereas on the right-hand side, our HGC champions from last season challenge everything. Alufal on Ariel, Wind on Arthas, KTY on Tassadar, Paradise on Illidan, and Zuyu is on the Lunara.
Alright, so once again, Uncle G hopping on that ranged assassin role. I think he looked very, very good last game.
He just doesn't have a role,
no,
does he?
He's the
just only flex. He was support he was support yesterday. Hook on Paradise by Paradise. Oh my god. First blood.
The SOA Express there basically consisted of a Stitches hook and a Dehaka drag in perfect symphony. That was absolutely fantastic. I mean, the first blood doesn't really do as much. Look at the XP SOA gain from it. It's just very, very minimal, but it certainly did look cool.
It has a lot more of a mental effect than it will have a physical effect, but goddamn did it get the kill.
Absolutely. A lot of damage as well. And Illidan, I think he's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to play a little bit more carefully now. Let's take a look at the talents here real quick. We see the Howling Blast stacking talent here for Arthas. We see the Templar's Will auto attacks for Tassadar. Nothing out of the ordinary. Once again, the cooldown reduction, by the way, for Auriel instead of the quicker casting animation.
Indeed, and this can work out very nicely. It gives you a lot more independence on hope generation in team fights, but it is not always as reliable. It means you're going to be in a bit more of a dangerous position a lot of times.
Exactly, so Righteous Assault, the cooldown reduction comes in really, really handy, especially if the enemy team has a lot of melee heroes, because those will normally be in your reach more frequently. And take a look at SOA's team comp, Dehaka, Stitches, Uther. There's always someone that you're gonna hit, making your own hope generation and your own damage output a lot more effective.
Indeed, we'll keep an eye on that, see if she is able to get the good value out of that. For now, CC onto Illidan, who tried to dash to KTY, but KTY was the one who was hooked in. Paradise getting a counter kill onto Shy. And
does not back off.
More 1v2, come at me. He is finally getting locked down. Too much to stay around, and Paradise will back off. But 1-for-1 trade, good counter kill.
Yeah, balls to the walls here for Illidan, not backing down, not backing off here, even against 2. But there's only so much kill potential between, you know, Stitches and Uther, so I think he felt very confident from the get-go. Now we see temples being split. SOA got the better end of the trade. We talked about this multiple times. I think top has a little bit more value. However, they were slower, and CE is here to contest. And I think the rotations overall much faster for CE as well, resulting in them getting even more temple value.
Indeed, so they are grabbing lots of those shots. In comes the raid from SOA though. Fei having to drop his stun straight away to try and stay alive as Wind is harassing Tank Ovo. The focus is changed from Paradise, but he still backs up. Currently Crown on Paradise's head as he is dropping the majority of the damage output. As Tastar moves off the point, Paradise grabs the last couple shots, and Lunara has been soaking bot lane. I like the fact that they versed Lunara against Dehaka.
Yeah, it's really, really solid because, you know, Lunara's ranged attacks, the poison continues to tick, so she can harass Dehaka from a safe distance. Also, her rotation speed is definitely good. I mean, she doesn't have to mount up. She can rotate between bottom and them very handsomely. So, I like the choice. And as you said, with Illidan, you have another very consistent, very reliable source of energy gain because his damage is very, you know, very consistent. So, I like the rotation setup from CE so far.
And like you said, it's still a good hope generator, and the fact Illidan, yeah, you'd normally put him in a solo lane, but until he has the Hun, why would you? Yeah, he can clear, but he's going to lose against Dehaka. Why would you actively put him in a lane that he's going to struggle with because he's a melee and could get locked down and die? Instead, put the ranged hero who's guaranteed to be able to outpoke Dehaka, and that's exactly what we saw. Falstad having to retreat here.
Yeah, that was a nice attainment strike. At the very last moment, he was slammed against his own tower. That was literally the only moment where Uncle G could have been punished. For now, though, CE applies a lot of pressure. There's no support, no healing in the top lane, and I think without him, without Uther, they cannot hold this, because look at the two supports actually applying all that pressure. Alufal and KTY, Tassadar, Auriel, OP.
2v2 us, 2v2 us, we have all the sustain, as we do see the two potentially solo laners of SOA stuck in the top lane right now, just getting out-bullied by Auriel and Tassadar.
Okay, now we see that Zuyu gets hooked. He's gonna get punished, most likely. He's caught in the horseshoe, but he survives because Shy was so low himself, and of course the mercenaries would have also intercepted and attacked him. So, good coordination here by SOA, not getting greedy, not falling prey to the tunnel vision. However, C is here to siege up another day, this time in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and right now they have everyone they need here except for Tassadar, who is still laning against Dahaka. Now, Dahaka can rotate a lot quicker than Tassadar can, obviously, due to global potential. So CE are very much relying on just the damage output, especially having that splintered spear now, to be able to try and win it that way, as we see a good global engage onto Lunara, and that's able to isolate her. No more splintered spear in this fight.
Finally, Cheeky Lunar was punished for hopping in too closely here, dropping all that poke, but in the end she got a little bit too close. However, 3 versus 4, CE does not back down. They try to weaken SOA even more, but Tassadar, of course, couldn't join. He has no global mobility. He couldn't follow the Falstad or the Dahaka, so well done overall by SOA, but CE also kind of begging for this, right?
Yeah, they were taking a big risk, Tassadar with them. They were trying to soak their way to level 10, but either way, they still lose 2 heroes here. Very nice global gank from SOA. We'd also like to apologize once again for any stuttering you guys witness. We are casting this from a clean feed. This is all from either the Chinese production side or Twitch's side. We don't know which, but it's just having Hun being used onto Uther, trying to burn him down here before 10 hits.
Yeah, Paradise going deep here, but does not overstay his welcome. Zuyu also dodging that hook with ease, and CE now level 10, having many advantages on their side, finishing that temple off very handsomely, but SOA have definitely caught up here. The Gorge has been selected, the Disintegrate as well, Isolation. They're going for a lot of aggression here with those pick potential. Oh, the Gorge, there we go.
There's the Gorge. Leaping Strike is available for Lunara. She can use that to escape. 1, 2,
wow.
Beautifully done. Dodges the drag, and Zuyu is out. Perfect escape using her heroic there.
Wow. And that's the importance of walls sometimes, you know? Sometimes when you have heroes like Lunara with a Leaping Strike, you don't want to destroy those wall pieces because that was a lifesaver. Beautiful hoppity hop on the side of Lunara.
Yeah. Could have done it on the fort as well, but would have been potentially riskier. There were other heroes there. Hun Illidan into the backline. Hun Illidan into his grave. No, into the Aegis. And there's his grave. Like I said before, the Divine Shield expires, but Faye's still able to escape, and that's a 1-for-0 kill set there in favor of SOA.
They're caught between 2 forts, though, or should I say the keep and the fort, CE that is, but it looks like SOA is not willing to pursue the team fighting any longer without Illidan. I mean, it would have been nice for them, but they were quite weakened themselves, and that is, of course, the consequence of fighting against Lunara for a longer period of time, having only an Uther in your team. He's going to run out of mana, he's going to run out of cooldowns, and slowly but surely you're going to find your HP bars dwindle and dwindle. Yeah. For now, though, I gotta say, Tetch, once again, SOA playing very, very well, keeping in check the XP, that is.
I would agree. They are doing very well. I would say that engage, though, was a little bit over-ambitious from Paradise.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Guys, I'm engaging. It's like, what, you're on the other side of the fort. I said I'm engaging. Get in here. But no, he got wrecked, and that's exactly what would have happened. He got focused down because he went too deep, and classic Illidan move, I would say. Yes. Since Alpha, that's been the classic Illidan move of Team Pliz, where was heal? When you're on the other side of the map because you've dived too deep.
Yeah, sometimes you have those Leroy Jenkins moments when Illidan is like, I got this, and he goes in, only to fall in a couple of milliseconds here. Another Gorge going down here by Tank Over. I'm not sure who they caught. It was Arthas, but they should be able to kill him, right?
Arthas, Army the Dead, he's trying to hold it together, healing! But no, 4v1, that's just too much. Now Tassadar getting dragged, Metro Shift being dropped, Disintegrate, pulling in the Lunara here, Leaping Strike, trying to, nice angling, but not able to escape, and now Paradise is on his own down here. This fort shall fall, but CE losing members left, right, and center, and this is the power that Stitches can offer.
Yeah, that's the power of Stitches indeed, but also, I just don't understand why CE keeps going for those fights. I mean, they just lost their main tank, and yet it was Illidan, and they're like, yeah, we can still fight this. They wasted a lot of cooldowns on Arthas, but it was a great misjudgment here, and they can't afford any more of those team fights, because as time goes by and so capturing 2 temples at the same time, they're going to lose more and more structures. They're already behind in terms of structural advantage, so a little bit more caution here is advised for CE.
Well, Lunara's on the way back. Tamer strike into the wall. Little bit of extra damage here. Arthas lands the root. Illidan looking for his angle. He's
the isolation
gets gusted away. Now Arthas is on his own. No arm is then available. Ariel this time getting the heal as Lunara arrives. The damage is here as they shred through 2. Looking for a 3rd. They get it.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. Beautifully done. Only Dahaka survives, and even that might not be forever. Nope, he's found the Duke. He's out.
So, the reason why SOA focused so heavily on Arthas here was they just saw the Army of the Dead getting used before, a couple of seconds ago, so they were like, yeah, Arthas doesn't really have a lot of tankiness now, we can probably focus him down. However, the Icebound Fortitude was ready, and of course the support of his allies was there as well. So this time they really did invest too many resources to kill him, and they should have maybe focused on someone else. And CE just turned this fight around very, very nicely. Illidan becoming the literal gatekeeper, killing Lunara at her own gate as well, and that just sealed the deal. And now they're gonna have 16 around the corner, they're gonna push with the boss, and this is not looking good for SOA. This bottom lane is severely endangered.
Yeah, it's in a lot of danger as CE begin to wade into it. Illidan still soaking at the mid lane for him, giving them some good XP, trying to race them towards that 16 once they take down these towers. Damn, that damage from Li Ming though, as Zuyu gets chunked. Illidan, is he going to come in for a hum once the gate is broken? They're thinking about it, but right now they just appear to be soaking.
Yeah. And once again, a similar situation like yesterday, if you're pushing with the boss like that against the Stitches, you need to be aware that there are a couple of spots, a couple of locations where Stitches could hook over the wall on the right-hand side in that horseshoe, for example, so you don't want to be standing there, especially not if you're Lunara or Illidan. Let's see, they isolated Lunara entirely, but is she going to be bunny hopping to safety?
Fountain tap fort gate, never mind. I was about to say fort into gate, could have given him an escape, but got burst. Dahaka is slightly less lucky, borrow for delay, focus him down.
Dark BZ, what was that?
Down he goes. But
resets, baby.
Load, another kill, resets for Li Ming, they're looking for more. And once again, SOA coming out ahead here, and Luful getting focused. He is having some kind of flashback here. Tassadar trying to get him out, but Luful's alone, and Tassadar's just going to get out of there himself. Even he might not get out, though. They actually know he's here. Not the first escape. Okay.
Did you see
the scouting laser!
No. Oh! That was so sweet! I was for a moment I was like they didn't see him, but that was so sweet. I mean, Shai realized that KTY was trying to juke him in the bush, and to have perfect vision, they used the radar laser, the scouting laser. That was so cool!
The scouting laser. What a gorgeous move. This is actually an argument I've seen for picking the Disintegrate versus the Archon Pure Power versus Stealth comps, just so you can constantly have it up and just do constant radar circles just to reveal any stealthers that are hiding nearby. But that's the kind of usage you would see for it. Just use it as a little scouting tool.
And Tetcher, SOA did it again. They won a very important team fight. They still have all their keeps. They maintain control over 2 temples right now. This might be enough to maybe force CE into a fight they might not want to take. The Stitches has been working like a charm, and Tank Ovo continues to impress. They now need to abandon the middle, though, because they're not fully grouped. Dahaka still has the Brush Stalker, though.
Yep, Hook does not land. Paradise cleaning up. Looking to get into the backline, gets gorged. Isolation gust, but Arthas is still here. He has friends. As Illidan able to disengage, they're turning onto Dahaka, who is wading his way through the team. In comes Illidan, hunts into the backline, finds Falstad, who gets divine shielded. Illidan is isolated, can't see anything. The silence has expired as the Force Vault denies Uther the escape route, and they get the kill. Poison, tick, boom. Down goes Dahaka 2 kills for CE.
2 kills for CE, and they play this super patiently right now. They play this very safely. They have learned to respect the defensive capabilities of SOA, especially when playing against the Stitches. You don't want to lose a team member by a golden hook. So, they go back to the temples, they play it very cautiously, and I like this approach. I do like it, because there's nothing for them to lose if they just hold the temples. Maybe they could have gone for the keep, but not without taking a risk against so much damage in the Stitches hooks. CE have definitely learned to respect their opponents. However, this is the big risk of running a team comp like SOA's. If the hook lands, if the isolation is perfect, if the gorge is on point, you win the team fight. But if it's not, the exact opposite might happen.
Yeah, you have to be so careful of that hook gorge. But right now, he's already attacked enough things that his cooldown on the hunt is available, so he's completely fine just doing these camps and letting his team stay as 4. But so act quick enough on either Illidan or just someone isolated, scouting hook, or they could just find someone isolated. This is the terror of the Stitches.
terror. The reign of Stitches is indeed very much
terror of the Stitches coming this summer to a cinema near you. Where will you be when the hook lands?
And then at the end of the trailer, you see a big Stitches face. Stitches want to play, and then
why you no play with Stitches? This has to be a thing.
I'd probably watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch a Stitches horror movie. That sounds awesome. It's just like, don't worry, we have cleanse, and then you just see Rhaegar just get hooked off screen. It's like, oh no.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Blizzard should definitely not hire Tetra or myself as an editor or a writer for their future film and movie projects, but I think it's safe to say that we would all love to watch that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Shy, I don't know if you want to do that. That is their own horror movie. Oh my, why would you do that?
Done. I don't know. Hunt denied by burrow. Forceful, though, for some reason. Dahaka can't burrow underneath a wall, but he's still able to get his way to freedom.
That is, I mean, Tassino's wall, they reach until the very bottom of each map.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Underground,
it goes
easy
underneath.
peasy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stuff like that. I did like the post on Reddit earlier of you could dodge the literal sundering of the earth by going underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh,
the angelic flight Tetra!
Ariel out of nowhere, they're going in, trying to burn through this. Li Ming's already down, so there's not a huge amount of damage as Illidan goes into the backline with Divine Shield expired. Down goes Falstad. Dahaka's on his own. Lunara's in the Aegis, but shall survive. Down goes Stitches. Flying Angel to isolate the Uther. Wow.
Do you see the range on the Force Wall by KTY?
And they destroy Faye.
Oh my goodness. That range was almost an entire screen away, and Tasser continues to wall people in. And the angelic flight on top of it, CE's just showing off at this point, but who can blame them? Well, Sue, that was definitely too much.
Resets.
Illidan, go for the core, you fool!
Going for Paradise, he needs to get another Calamity to get more resets.
I don't think they can do this.
Paradise is healing up. Focus him down. Can they finish him? He's over the wall. Dahaka, do something! As we see CE actually getting forced away. Here comes the boss. He's got half health. Shy is so low. Here's the hunt over the wall. There's the heal still alive. He's in keep range. Illidan's attacks are slowed as the core begins to drop. Illidan's full health. Down resets. So Falstad's here. Gust, is it available? Yes, it is. Trying to delay, but the boss too much health. And that shall be GG in the scrappiest possible fashion. CE are able to take the game and take the 3 points.
I just can't believe how sloppy that core rush was. I mean, Illidan was not attacking the core, he was chasing down people. I mean, sure, CE knew that the boss was saying hello as well, right? So they could afford to just toy around a little bit, but I sincerely hope that this was just them trying to have fun against a team they considered to be slightly inferior, and I really hope that they're not going to repeat such behavior at the Eastern Clash. Like, this could really cost them games.
I agree. Not focusing the core like that against a team like MVP Black is a surefire way to lose.
Oh yeah.
CE need to get their focus on. We'll see if they're able to bring it against SPT tomorrow, as that will be their last game of the season. Also, I love that the chat is adopting our way of shouting at players. Lick something, you stupid lizard. I love it. It is so, out of context. That's a really weird sentence to say. But yes, I love it.
Alright, oh boy. The angelic flight, always a pleasure to watch. The I mean, you don't get to see this talent all day, every day, but it looks so cool when there's a support flying behind the enemy lines, slapping them against imaginary false walls. It was just a pleasure to watch, and let's face it, I mean, it did get some value.
Yeah, I mean, he stunned Uther. He was able to fly into the backline and stun the support. Backline assassin Ariel coming at you. And what do you do when your Illidan goes deep? You go deeper. It's just like, Illidan, where are you? I thought you were going deep. This is deep. I'm in the enemy base right now. Where are you? But beautifully played at the end there by CE, making it look easy, except for the core fight where they made it look almost impossibly difficult. But either way, that is 3 points for them. They have evened up with SPT, but they do have a game in hand.
Right, and Paradise, he gets the MVP vote here on the Illidan. Despite going for a couple of suicidal maneuvers throughout the game, he still was a force to be reckoned with. The Illidan could not be stopped, and I think the fact that he was the target that got gorged in those last team fights, and not the likes of, you know, let's say Arthas or Lunara, was actually saving CE, because even if you gorge Illidan, he's going to have multiple escape mechanisms at the ready to escape.
Yeah, and you can see how close that was. 13 kills to 13. Apparently, I've just got someone grounded because they heard me talking about going deep. It's a video game, that person's mother. I apologize. This is on me.
I mean, going deep has become a gaming term par excellence.
It is.
I
It's
think.
a gaming term. Yeah. It is related to going deep into enemy lines.
Exactly.
I'm not helping matters here. This is not going well. Dear oh dear. So, guys, that was only our first series of the day.